Where do ideas come from? And I believe that ideas just do not come from a university laboratory or a corporate R&D center, but from entrepreneurs. These are people who live and work in an environment and see technology and market trends converge to give them their next idea for their product or service.
So in that moment, we decided that we want to do something that benefit the people. So we went to this conference, and in this conference somebody stand up and say like, hey, why don't you do something for disabilities? There are many people that are needing things to be done, and you still need to spend these 6 months or something like that doing the thesis. So it will be great if you can do something for them. That is like the 5th generation of the system. That is actually the only device in the market that allows blind students to go to a traditional school and understand the visual pedagogical materials that are shown in that school using this grid that we have in here. So basically the technology that we developed, it's a new codification that represents colors by means of vibrations. The idea is that each one of these points in here can vibrate in an independent way and represent colors that we send from a software in a computer. So basically the idea is that the professor can choose from a set of images, like for instance this is an image that represents a bunch of colors that can be sent to the device. And the idea is that, for instance, when the professor is sending something like black, then you will have a vibration in the device that is really fast. When he's switching to something that is like blue, yellow, red, then you will have a vibration that is way smaller. So we teach these vibrations to the students, and they can understand like each color by means of those vibrations. And then you can also show like different combinations of having one color in one side and start building like more complex images using that concept.
I'm a widow, and my husband actually left behind one important productive asset to me, which I inherited, and this is actually a cow, which he had named Cero. Going through this experience, being a mother with a family of 3 children, I realized that having this productive asset was actually very instrumental in my life, in the sense that I was able to sustain my family through the proceeds which I got by doing business with this cow serum. And this actually opened up my eyes and even my own feelings towards women in similar predicament, or even in worse situations where some women did not even own a single asset. Because with this, I was able to see an opportunity that if women are able to have a productive asset, they can actually go ahead in doing business.
From my personal life, I had gone to the Peace Corps, and I was in a country called Benin, and I was in a village with no water and no roads and no electricity. I was using a kerosene lantern, and so I had a very first-hand experience with what that was like, and I also was becoming more familiar with LED lights and was able to see what sort of transformation that had in my life and in the people around me who got them. So as I learned more about the market, I realized that, this was something that was impacting about 1 in every 3 people in the world was impacted in some way because they either didn't have electricity or didn't have very good electricity. And so the market size was clearly there. These were sort of old ideas, bringing solar and working with LEDs and, we should replace kerosene. This wasn't new stuff, but there was this convergence of technology where LEDs were starting to get to an efficiency level where they became interesting. Prices were starting to come down. Ditto for solar as efficiencies came and their prices started dropping. And so it started to become realistic that if we did some really good design and spent a lot of time and effort on distribution and marketing, we could start to tackle this problem in a very meaningful way. And so that's what D-Light was about.
Идеята се роди 2004 година во октомври месец од страна на ЕБИС проектот на USAID Македонија. Истата беше поддржана од Lockvin Solutions Македонија.
Јас би го надополнил исто така ова прашање, бидејќи ние како глобален логистички провайдер сме во една тесна врска и комуникација со нашите западноевропски клиенти кои го имаат аутсорсирано својот производствен процес во Македонија и уште во тогашно време идентификувавме една потреба од функционирање на еден центар со соодветна модерна CAD/CAM технологија која ќе може да овозможи примање на одредени фајлови со дизајнот од клиентите, каде што ќе може овде да се преработи, да се прилагоди за производствениот процес и така натаму. Сето тоа кај нас исто така предизвика еден интерес и дадовме на голема поддршка при развој на овој бизнис во Македонија.
The first document that I saw regarding this discovery was a publication, scientific publication done by Dr. Moll and Jill Dickman, and the name of it was Uva catrata, a potential seawater irrigated crop. When I analyzed this document back in 1995, I felt that this was a tremendous opportunity if this was truly something that could be done in the field. And I thought about Mexico, where I'm from, and I thought about the coast of Baja California, coast of Sonora, where the land there is a desert type, and there's no much water, fresh water. So I thought that if this could be developed, this could be the beginning of a new industry.
It is not enough that we get motivated around the idea. It is important and it's a necessary first step, but from the idea to the successful business, there is a long way to go. A lot of patience, a lot of hard work, a lot of failures, and a lot of stubbornness eventually to succeed.